Everyone, welcome back. Hope you're doing okay. We are going to be having a look at day 2 of Advent of Code 2025. It's, I'm behind, right? But I'm going to press on and just do what I can when I can and see how it goes. So these videos might be coming out, I don't know, well into January. Who knows? Anyway, day 2, part 1, gift shop. Okay, check. My face is not covering everything. Get in. We're off to a good start. Right, gift shop. You get inside and you take the elevator to its only other stop, the gift shop. Thank you for visiting the North Pole, gleefully exclaims a nearby sign. You aren't sure who is even allowed to visit the North Pole, but you know you can access the lobby through here, and from there you can access the rest of the North Pole base. As you make your way through the surprisingly extensive selection, one of the clerks recognizes you and asks you for help. Okay, that's a very, very odd gift shop. But anyway, as it turns out, one of the younger elves was playing on a gift shop computer and managed to add a whole bunch of invalid product IDs to their gift shop database. Okay. Surely it would be no trouble for you to identify the invalid product IDs for them, right? This is interesting. This reminds me of like one of my first jobs actually, which was I was working for a company that did account software, and one of my jobs was to the software was written in I won't give you the name of it, but but every now and again, all the indexes would get messed up in the database, and everything would stop working. And one of my jobs was to go and to re-index the databases. Kind of gives me this idea of fixing databases. So yeah, I like this one. Let's see how we get on. They even checked most of the product ID ranges already. They only have a few product ID ranges, your puzzle input, that you need to check. For example, this stuff. Right, okay. So this is my example input, I guess. So I'm going to pop that in here. And I'm going to take another tip from the same, thank you, person who's been commenting on my videos. I'm going to join these all into one line, so I can just. It looks like they're all just separated. The ID ranges are wrapped here for. Yeah, okay. So they appear in a single line. All right. Let's actually have a quick look then. All right. Yeah. Okay. So while I'm here, I'm going to grab my puzzle input because I haven't done that. As I've been doing, I've just been copying my template into a new. I'm creating a new binary for each day, and then creating my project template into part 1, and then copying that into part 2. So, so this is my input. So let's pop that in there, and we'll write that, and we'll go back. Okay, and we'll close that. Right. So here's some product IDs. The ID ranges are wrapped here for, yeah, okay. The ranges are separated by commas. Each range gives the first ID and the last ID separated by a dash. Okay, so first ID, second ID. So these are, I guess, ranges of numbers. Ranges separated by commas. Okay, since the young elf was just doing silly patterns, you can find the invalid IDs by looking for any ID which is made only of some sequence of digits repeated twice. So 55, 5 twice, or 64, 64. 64 twice or da 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 twice would all be invalid IDs. Okay. None of the numbers have leading zeros. Okay. 101 is a valid ID that you would ignore. Right, because right, okay. So numbers that are made up of an odd number of digits are valid by default because they cannot be like they cannot, yeah, only even numbers can be like 64 64 or 55, so 5 and 5 and 64 and 64. So these are all going to be right, okay. So we might have like 64 65, which would be valid because it isn't 64 64 twice, I guess. Okay, let's have a look at this just to make sure I'm on the right track. So 11 to 22 has two invalid IDs, 11 and 22, because 1 equals 1 and 2 equals 2. And then I guess all the numbers in between don't equal each other. Seems right. Okay. And then 95 through 115, only 99 because 9 equals 9. Okay, I think I get it. So adding up all of the invalid IDs in this example produces this number. So let's pop that in there. That looks like quite a big number. So what have we got? Oop, not that. Yeah, so this is getting, what's I-32 up to is like double that, isn't it, I think? Search. Wonder whether I need to go yeah, so maybe I just will go use I-64 or even, well, yeah, okay, maybe you're going to end up with some big numbers. I did see some big numbers in here and also in the puzzle input, but there may be big numbers, but it's the difference, isn't it, that is possibly, oh no, because we're adding, okay. Let's see. That might be okay. All right. So what I'm thinking then for this is that I obviously need to split by comma, and then um, I need to split by the what's that called? The dash. Need to split by that, and then I need to. I think for has been working for me. The for loops have been working for me. You know, they're running in, a second or two. So, it's not like I'm having to do a lot of churn or anything. So I'm going to stick with the for loop and I'm going to say like 411 through to, yeah. So so these are arranged. So these are the endpoints, aren't they? That's my start and my end. I think you call, yeah. So I'm going to call these endpoints, but then I'm gonna have a start and an end, and then I'm going to do something like 4 start to end, and then I think I'm gonna take it as a string, and then if it's odd, I'm just going to maybe I'll fold. Maybe I'll do a fold. And if it's odd, I'm just going to return the accumulator. If not, I'm going to add the invalid IDs to the accumulator, and that should give me that should give me the total, maybe. So here we go then. So what I will do is I'm going to say input dot split. I'm going to split on the comma first, and then do I fold there? Maybe fold initial input of 0, my accumulator and my range. And then maybe I say let endpoints. So I'm now going to split on the dash. So let endpoints equals split at no. Split at, I need to know the index of it. What is there? There is split at. Split at is divide a slice. So I'd need to find I think there's another way of doing this I've used before. Splits the string on the first occurrence of the specified delimiter and returns prefix before the delimiter and suffix after the delimiter. This is it. So I think, what is it? Split once, and then that is the dash, and that gives me a option. So that gives me an option. So if I say if endpoints is none, if endpoints is none, then I just return the accumulator because I haven't found a dash in there. Maybe. I think we're okay here, right? So this now assumes that endpoints contains, like, what was it? Like, it will be 11 to 22. So I need to, do I need to unwrap? Yes, I need to unwrap because endpoints is an option, or it returns an option. So I'm going to say let, what can I call? I don't want to mutate endpoints, but I want to, I don't know, let blah, till I think of a better name. I'm going to call it let blah equals endpoints dot unwrap. So now I will have my start and my, no, they will be strings. So I need to make them into I64s, I guess. Although all of those look like they would fit into I32, but let's start equals blah dot 0 dot parse, and then I64, and then we will unwrap that, and then we will do the same for end. Oh no, we need to, so There we go. So I've got my start and my end, and I said I was going to go with a 4 here, I think. So this isn't, these are IDs. So ID in start, dot, dot, and then we need inclusive end, because if we just did that, we would get 11 to 21. So you need, for inclusive, I'm pretty sure you need that, but I'll check it. Okay, so we have this. So ID, and then I want to know, so if at this point I have, if the number is even, sorry, if the number is odd, we know that that has to be a valid ID, and we can just, I need to get the number as a string, I think, like number equal, or the ID as a string, sorry, ID to string, and then if, there I go, putting in braces again when I don't need them, brackets again. So if number dot len, no, remainder 2 equals 0, does not equal 0, that means it is, so if I divide the number by 2 and I get remainder, then it means it's an odd number. So here, I think I can just, because this isn't the last expression in the function, I need to return, what am I returning? Returning the accumulator. So if I get to this point, I know I have an even length, in terms of a string number, an even length number, which I need to check. I need to split in half. I like it when things just, so let half, I'm going to call it half, even though there's going to be like half dot 0 and half dot 1 here. So let half equals, and how am I going to do this? This is a split at, isn't it? So split at, and then this will be, oh no, it's, I need to do number here. I'm splitting the number, and I'm splitting at number dot len divided by 2. I think something like that. And then I will have, then if half dot 0 equals half dot 1, then I add that to the, that's invalid because it is, so it's like I'm checking 5, if 5 equals 5, or if 64 equals 64, then I'm adding the, so it'll be ID, won't it? Because that is my I64. And then at the end of my fold, I return the accumulator, I think. Cannot find split once. Oh, because I need to split range. If endpoints is none, oh, do I need to return? I see there, and then oh, cannot. Okay, so I need to make that mutable, and where's that? That's up on line 18. So no, so that needs to be mutable. All right, so I have something that looks happy. Have I covered all of the bases? I wanted to check that. Let me just print a line here. I just want to check that. What do I want to check? If I ID, I guess. So if I get like, so I'm just going to pass it 11 to 22. So then if I do cargo test, dash package, day 02, dash bin, part 1. I think that's right. So yeah, I get 11 to 22 there, which is what I want, but without where is it? Up there. I take that out. I think I would just get 11 to 21. Yeah. So yeah, we need that in there to get the inclusive. Yeah. So if I just undo, so I get all my numbers back. Okay. So I think we can get rid of, oh, not that. And then I will run the test again. Or failed. Oh, it's close. It is close. Oh, yeah, it's close, but it's like it's a million miles away. Because why? Why? Da 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 da. I copied. Yep, that's the input, and that's everything. I'm not messed that up when I was deleting it and putting it back in again. Right, so go through. So we're splitting. So we're splitting on the comma. So we're dealing with each range in turn. We're folding those, and if we're starting with 0, and then we're splitting the endpoints. Well, splitting the range into endpoints. So I get 11 and 22 for the first range. Then if endpoints is none, so split once will give me an option. So if it's none, I return, and then I unwrap, and then I'm passing the start and end ID to string. if it's a odd number, I return here, num, is that right? Num.length. So that gives me, yeah, that gives me the length of the number, which number is a string. And then, or is it, let me just check. Let me just put in some quick and dirty debugging. This is how I think there's sort of some tools I can probably harness the power of, but at the moment I'm just doing things how I know. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, all the way through there. So that looks good. And then well, let's print it inside of there. So what we should see here is odd numbers, odd length numbers. So that looks okay. So those are apparently, like 101 is valid and you would ignore that. So we're returning on those. And then here we should have even numbers, right? So let's try that. Oh no, we don't get, oh yes, we do. Yeah, well, yeah, those are clearly even numbers. That's easier to tell, but yeah, these, I'm going to assume those are even. Okay, and then half. So let's print. Let's print the. So these should be tuples, I think, of like 1, 1, 1, 2, something like that. Oh no, oh, I'm running the wrong thing. I'm running day 1, part 1. Let's do day 2. Day 2, part 1. Oh, I'm running it with the puzzle input. Well done, Chris. I think we'll try and kill that and come back to it. Day 2, part 1. Let's not do that. Let's run the test. Yeah, so yeah, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2. So this all looks fine. So if, oh, is it that? No, it's not, is it? I had it right. I think if half equals, if, yeah, if the left half equals the right side, that means we've got duplicate, we've got 64, 64, or whatever. And then that is an invalid one. So we return, yeah, we fold that into the results. So what am I doing wrong? So day 2, part 1, failures. Hold on, let's get rid of my print and let's have a look again how, oh, try again. So well, yeah, tantalizingly close, but not right. Let me just check that it's not something silly that I've messed up. This has happened before where I've messed up the input. So let's just pop that in again. Let's join it. Get rid of the spaces. Let's back, delete, back, copy expected value again. And we will run again. Yeah, so we're still wrong, still something wrong somewhere. Not going quite so smoothly. So let's think about this. So I'm checking through. Well, let's check that we are, yeah, again, doing print line, I think, just to check what I'm getting here. What do I want to do? I want to ID. Let's do that. See what I am adding. So 1122, 1122, 99. Oh, then it's going wrong with this one. So 998 to, so I'm not getting anything back for that one. I'm getting, and I'm not getting anything back for that one, but I'm getting that back. Oh no, I am getting that one back. And I'm getting that one back, and I'm getting that one back. So it's just this one. So what's going on there then? So it's when I'm checking 10 against 10. Let's try and see if we can see. Seem to be. So this is me checking 11 to 22. 11 to 22 is there. 95 to. It stops at 99. Oh, right, yeah, because 100. I'm guessing, yeah, we get all odd numbers after 99 because we get 100. So am I checking? Am I checking this ID in start? I'm wondering if I'm checking this too early. No, no, I'm not, because here I'll have like 11, 12. And so if it is an odd number, I can return. Bit stumped. What can I change? What can I change to tell me something about what's going on? Ba-da-ba-ba-bum. Let's have a look again at that output. So we get up to ID and start. Start and end. ID in start, dot equals end. Getting a string version of the ID, checking its length. Checking its length. So if number.len the remainder of it divided by 2 does not equal 0. I've already checked that this is returning, this is catching odd length numbers. So I don't think it's that. So here we should only have even length numbers. So I suppose I could check that again. I'm losing track of what I have checked and haven't checked. Yeah, that looks like 6. That looks like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on. 1, 2, 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, miscounted. So here I'm just getting even numbers, splitting the number in half. So if the number's 10, I'm splitting at 5. So yeah, I've already seen that. I printed out half. So if half, I wonder if I negate this check here and do return ACC, and then just do, I wonder if there's some condition that, yeah, that needs to be in for. Okay, let's try that. Just have no evidence. Yeah, that's gone very the wrong way. But does that tell me something? Let's go back. What does that tell me, if anything? I don't know. what that tells me. Maybe is that return? Did I just miss a semicolon? I will be. No, I didn't just miss a semicolon. Now I'm looking for places where returning that from there. That's going to return fold. How long have we been going? 40 minutes. Oh, it's going to be a long one. Sorry. Um, I feel like I'm close, though. I feel like this should work, but you know, it should should work. Okay, let's go through again. So endpoints. So I have my range, which is each of my individual elements of the puzzle input coming in. I'm splitting it on comma to give me the range. So it'll be 11 to 22, 95 to 115, etc. And then I'm splitting on dash to get the endpoints. So I don't think I printed out the endpoint. I printed out everything else, I think. Let's have a go. Let's have a look at the endpoints. See what they look like. If I can. Okay. Endpoints. Okay. Let's see what we get with that. So I think exactly what I'm expecting. Just checking that these here. So we shouldn't ever, I don't think, we shouldn't ever end up in here because, yeah, we shouldn't be here. Should not be here. Could have panicked, couldn't I? Let's write that. So just write and run it. Yeah, so I don't see that anywhere. So I'm assuming we're all good there. So in fact, we can take that check out and see whether that's not going to make any difference, is it? I don't think. No, okay, so it's nothing to do with that. Is it because I've chosen a silly variable name? Maybe it's that. Blah.parse. So let's print out everything in turn. Some days it just ends up being, it's just some days that's all you can do. So, yep, all looking fine. Checking. Yep, all right. So that's okay. Start and end. Pass to life. 64. Have I got a No, I'd get a panic if one of the numbers was out of the range, but I don't think they are. And then start, and I'm going to take that out just for giggles. Yeah, no, that's. I'm pretty sure I need that to get both ends of the range. So this is my ID is I64, and then I am passing that to a string, and then yeah, I'm pretty sure that that's okay. Let's return in the accumulator. I do this so that I don't, I try and keep my indentation shallow. I'm wondering whether to negate this check here and pop this inside of here. Is it worth it? Well, I guess at this stage, anything is worth it if it works, and we can all get off to bed. Ooh. So if, yeah, okay, let's try that. Oh, huh. Well, this could end in tears because I feel like I don't really understand why that's done that. If I thought about it long and hard, I probably could figure it out. But um, so for some reason, my check, the length of number. I'm using the remainder. So was I using search rem? So remainder is that divided by, yeah, so it's pretty sure I was using it right, the remainder operator. Okay, well, look, because this is getting on for, yeah, my longest video by far, I'm going to run it and we're going to go for it. And if I don't get a gold star, I think we will come back to it. We'll come back to it another day. Right. Any bets? 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh my goodness me. Bye. I've literally just stopped the video and realised why it wasn't working. It's just obvious now. I stopped recording, but it's because I was returning out of the loop, and there may have been further values in the loop that would have met the conditions and needed to be added to the accumulator. But because I was returning out of the fold, um, then those other conditions were never those other values further on in the they were never reached, and so they couldn't be evaluated and added to the accumulator. So anyway, I just thought I'd capture that. Anyway, time for bed. Bye.